just that.
All right, Coach, what's your favorite thing about this point of the season?
Well, probably the games between top teams. You get a preview of what those playoff matchups might look like, and it's certainly a big draw for the fans.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. The vet pair on the wings with Levine at the 2, DeRozan at the 3. Domantas Sabonis out there with Achua, and it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. Here's Brown, following that last three-pointer by Sacramento. Hits the trifecta.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now here's DeRozan. He has a clear impact on this offense, putting up over 19 a game.
Well, that's what he does. Sabonis is a multiple-time rebound leader in the NBA.
Pritchard with it, pounded by Westbrook. Pritchard, the pass to White. Here's Queta. And here's Brown for 3. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. And some tough salary decisions this summer for the Boston Celtics, Coach.
Well, in one way, it's a good problem to have, possessing too much talent. But with this new CBA, it's harder to retain everybody like we saw with Celtics teams of old.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. I heard Coach go over the dribble handoffs that Sabonis is so creative with. He reminded his players that the jumper isn't the first option. Usually he looks to pass for 3 to 4 seconds, reminding his players to stay wide, anticipate high passes, watch for the cutters, and then contest. Sabonis can be a real headache out there. Guys, back over to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet, we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Just aggressive and effective, taking it right to the defense.
Nice move. And he lays it up and in.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Boston's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. DeRozan against Brown. Outside White. Hits a three-pointer.
Now, we've seen an uptick in volume from White at the arc. He's more confident than ever from that range.
Westbrook, the pass to Sabonis. DeRozan outside. This one for 3. That one falls. Nice feed from Sabonis.
3 points.
DeRozan's got 7 points. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Here's Pritchard, giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game. Out to the right wing. Hauser outside. The 3. It's rebounded by Sabonis.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And that one drops for him.
Man, that was fast. They're already up by double digits.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap here.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Headed to the floor right now, it's Celtics Entertainment.
Group substitution here for Boston. Tillman's checked in for Cada. Boucher comes in for Hauser. Walsh is checked in for Brown. And Anthony Simons subbed in for Pritchard. Monk, he's checked in for the Kings. Schroeder comes in for Russell Westbrook. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. White, good.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
Outside Schroeder. DeRozan, left side. Back to Schroeder. Monk finds Sabonis. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 from DeRozan. Rebound Boston. They come into this one following the loss to Atlanta.
That's a game they'd like to put in the rearview mirror. They know they treated it a little too lightly.
Yeah, but what matters now is how the team responds to a loss like that. That's what makes this a big game for them.
Now here's Schroeder. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. Pass to Monk. The 3. It's rebounded by Walsh. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Boucher outside. Nice ball movement by Boston. Boucher a screen on Monk. White for 3. Rebound by the Kings. Sabonis has got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Schroeder. Back to DeRozan. Fires from deep. Connects from downtown. DeRozan's got 12.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
The first quarter concludes, and a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Sacramento on top, leading by 10. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Sacramento.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
Anthony Simons out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then it's Chris Boucher. Then it's Xavier Tillman. And it's Walsh in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. Zach LaVine is becoming a more rugged defender. He said, "It takes a toll. I've always been in great shape, but you have to be strong, too." The mental side of it, digging deep and figuring out how to get it done and how much you want it. Now, I like taking on those challenges. Brian, back to you.
Making the commitment. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. Stan, there seems to be an impatience to this Kings organization. Continuity is not the order of the day.
Well, yeah, B.A., and it can be disorienting for the players. You don't want to become complacent, but there's got to be a happy medium and some stability.
And timeout called by Doug Christie. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
Here on the big screen,
So the Kings making a change here. And since we have a second here, let's see which teams have dominated the offensive glass and second chance opportunities this season. The Celtics, third.
You've got to respect the work ethic of these guys on the offensive glass. They don't give up on possessions and hit the boards with aggression.
And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. Monk looking around. Three-pointer, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Pritchard, jacks up a three, and again, Boston with the triple. And when a team is able to play different ways with lineup versatility, how valuable is that to you as a coach?
Well, look, B.A., the best teams simply have to be able to win in different ways. They've got to be able to win with their offense, win with their defense. They've got to be able to win in an up-tempo game. They've got to be able to win in a grinded-out half-court game. If you've only got one way you can win, the best opponents will be able to take that away. Versatility is a must.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Garza's checked in for Tillman. Jaylen Brown comes in for Boucher. And it's White in for Walsh. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Kings. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Brown passes to Simons. Right side Pritchard. White with a screen on Westbrook. Pritchard, he's open. Cans it from the wing. Pritchard's got 5.
I love the way they're spacing the floor this quarter. Their three-point percentage has really gone up.
There's no question. Peyton Pritchard has one of the best value contracts in the league.
Sure does, B.A. He's on a 4-year, $30 million deal, signed back in 2023. He's a tireless worker, a talented scorer, playmaker, and, of course, outside shooter.
Simons against Monk. Now here's Simons. He's covered closely. Garza. Sabonis with some nice D.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Sacramento shooting their first free throws of this game.
Clifford taking 2 shots.
Knocks down the first one. And some changes here for the Celtics. Cadis checked in for Garza. And it's Hauser in for Pritchard. DeRozan is checked in for Sacramento. Schroeder comes in for Monk. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball on-ball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
And so here's Sacramento, following the three by Boston. Pass to Clifford. Now here's DeRozan. And another miss by Sacramento.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Simons deciding where to go with it. Shot clock at 5. Yes, it's good. Now just a 1-point Kings lead.
And Simon shows off that soft touch inside.
Now here's Schroeder. Yet to see a basket. Here's DeRozan. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And the Kings lead by 3.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
Pass to Keita. Outside White. And here's Simons outside. Sacramento grabs the miss. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Clifford. Schroeder passes to Westbrook. Fires the 3. And it's DeRozan missing. Simons with it. Solid as a rock from 20 feet out. Simons got his third basket on the night right there. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Sacramento on top, leading by 1. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
27. Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. So sorry. One more time, a round of applause for our contestants.
Hello, folks. DeMar DeRozan has been absolutely everywhere in this game.
He's feeling it, exploiting the gaps in the defense, getting high percentage looks.
Defensively, you have to find a way to seal those gaps because he's making it look too easy.
Now let's take a moment and see what games still lie ahead. It'll be the Wizards out at Capital One Arena against the Lakers. It's going to tip off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
I'm looking for a possible upset in that one.
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. You know, DeMar DeRozan has been exceptional here, guys.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. It's a 1-point game. Milwaukee will be traveling to face them after this game. And that'll be the finale in their 4-game homestand. And on the floor for Doug Christie as we get into the second half. The vet pair on the wings with Levine at the 2, DeRozan at the 3. Precious Achiuwa is out there with Domantas Sabonis. And it's Westbrook in at the point.
Westbrook lives for those kind of drives, forcing the D's hand.
Boston's gone 7 of 13 from downtown so far in this game. Outside, Brown. And again, Boston with the triple.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Kings trail by 3. Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, "The closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control, things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you." Back to you.
Staying dialed in. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Here's Pritchard. Sacramento getting their last shot to go. The three ball. Rebounded by Russell Westbrook. The Kings have gone 3 of 3 in the second half. And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Pass to DeRozan. Just 5 on the clock. DeMar gets by the defenders.
Well, guys, DeRozan's steadily putting points on the board. He's feeling it.
Hauser outside. And here's Brown, defended by DeRozan. Puts up a three. Again, the miss by Boston.
Some of it's good defense, and some of it's just poor shot selection. Either way, he's being shut out.
And the bucket is good.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Celtics trail by 5. Brown finds White. Now Hauser. Achua defending. Hauser passes to White. Here's the floater. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It's on Zach LaVine.
We'll talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, White is such a well-rounded player. He can run the offense, act as an off-ball threat, he sets screens, and he's an all-defensive team level player. He checks a lot of boxes.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Boucher's checked in for Queta, and Walsh is subbed in for Hauser. White hits them both.
Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
DeRozan deciding where to go with it. 1:52 left in the third quarter. Here's LaVine for 3, and that's a foul called on Domantas Sabonis. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Celtics trail by 3. Pass to Walsh. A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Again, the miss by Boston.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
And here's Schroeder. Still no points. Here's DeRozan. Gets the bucket and the foul. Jaylen Brown picks one up.
Strong pass there to set up the basket.
Something teammates love about DeMar DeRozan. He has that clutch gene in his stand.
Yeah, B.A., he is fearless in those big moments. He remains steady, keeps his focus, and that makes him deadly against defenses that are scrambling to close out a game. Well, I like that DeRozan's one of those guys who can take over a game by himself or be the orchestrator. He adapts to whatever the defense is showing.
With the crossover, Simon's shot is good.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Sacramento leading by 4. DeRozan up top, covered by Boucher. One for 3. No good.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Boucher a screen on Monk. Here's Simons. It's hauled in by DeMar DeRozan.
Yikes, how did he miss that? I mean, he makes 9 out of 10 of those.
And here's Schroeder outside. Yes, great play by DeRozan to set him up. Schroeder's got his first 3 points of the game. Simons. Give him 8 points now. Takes a three. Again, Simons missing. And so it's Sacramento closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. They've got Xavier Tillman. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's Chris Boucher, and it's Walsh in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Now here's Pritchard. Pass to Boucher. For 3. Rebound by Sacramento.
If they just continue to dominate the boards.
Pritchard against Westbrook, and here's Ellis. To the middle. Here's Sabonis. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Well, with his ability to carve out space, Sabonis is one of the best paint scorers in the game. This team should look to set him up.
Here's Walsh. Tillman passes to Simons. Outside Pritchard. Lets a 3 fly. He buries it from 3.
Well, looking at Simons' assist numbers, they've skyrocketed over his time in the NBA.
Picked by Sabonis. For 3, Westbrook. That one falls. And the Kings lead by 8.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here.
Let's give them another round of applause.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Cadis checked in for Tillman. Hauser comes in for Boucher. Jaylen Brown, he's checked in for Walsh. And it's White in for Simons. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle, and he was adamant that they need to tighten up their D. That lack of communication at that end has led to breakdowns, wide open shooters, and easy buckets. He sounded pretty frustrated, guys.
Great work, Allie, thanks. Now here's White. Again, the miss by Boston.
Oh, love the intensity in which they're hitting the boards.
DeRozan against Brown. DeRozan getting his feet wet in the paint.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Pritchard outside. Here's the pass to Brown. White looking it over. They set the screen. And no one in the vicinity.
Hey, sometimes it's your night. White's number keeps getting called, and he keeps coming through.
Here's DeRozan. Outside Westbrook. Now Sabonis fires the 3. Rebounded by Pritchard. Brown outside. Outside Pritchard. From deep. Rebounded by Sabonis.
I understand why he took the shot. They need the points, but that's just not a good look. Come on now, guys. That's flat out insane.
Hey, when's the last time you saw a jam like that? How about that elevated look on the AT&T Connected Cam? And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a 10-point game. White fires! Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
DeRozan. Brown pulls down the board.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
From about 16. Oh, it doesn't go. The Kings lead by 7. Outside Achua. They set the pick. Now Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. DeRozan. Oh, it's off target. There's 49 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Off on the layup.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Rebounded by Pritchard.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Now here's Brown. White. And the 3 misses. Here's Levine. So the Kings win it. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late, they showed how tough-minded they are as a team.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm here with DeMontis. DeMontis, a great team win against a quality opponent, too. What does this say about how you're playing?
It's great for us, building our confidence as a team. Sticking together, I feel like we play better consistently, so it's good for us.
Confidence extremely important. Thanks, DeMontis.
Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, DeMar DeRozan.